Welcome to the Ivy League of Extraordinary Gentlemen podcast.
The Ivy League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The League of Ivy Extraordinary Gentlemen. You're listening to what we say. We said we had to say. The Ivy League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The League of Ivy Extraordinary Gentlemen. You're listening to what we say. We said we had to say.
I'm the first guest. What the fuck? Is everybody else too busy?
Yeah, no, but
I'll take it.
you know, we wait for Sky every time.
I mean, look, his time is very valuable. He's the commissioner.
Yeah, we say 8, he shows up at 8:05. It's classic.
Boom. Boom.
Yeah, and Cobb, you're the first guest, not because everyone else was busy, but because you're the best.
Cheers.
Wow. That's a sleepy Kyle at 8 a.m. That's the retired life right there.
It's not sleepy, it's that I'm very hungover.
Yeah, why your eyes? Your eyes look like Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, I'm not well. I had a few beverages last night.
I did. So I set the preface thing. Like when I joined, I did rechange it to because it was on the auto thing. Now it's on the Yeti. So my audio for this one should be clean.
Good.
Fuck.
I was just about to stop you because I think that's why we had all those problems last time.
Yeah.
Your mic is screaming loud, by the way.
It's a nice looking mic, sir.
And it's not in the right position. Do you read my directions ever?
Yeah, I have my little coaster here. Shout to Pasteric Vineyards. And also, look at your gain, bro. Look at your fucking gain.
Dude,
your gain's off the charts.
Stop giving free advertisements. We have sponsors. You can't just be shouting out.
Your gain is literally out. It's in fucking Oregon right now.
You're getting way too close to the mic. I can see it. It's right in front of your face. Move it over to the left.
You said 6 inches. This is 6
move
inches.
it over. Or else you're gonna get those. You're gonna be getting those pops if you don't have it over to the left.
Look at your fucking pops.
No, like wind.
Kyle is not the loudest. He needs to be the loudest.
Yeah, he needs. Oh, we got a dog in the house. Dog in the house. Dog in the house.
The voice of reason up there.
All right, Cobbler.
Yo.
How's life, baby? It's nice to see your face.
Yeah, it's good to see your face.
It's good to see all your faces. I'll tell you what, last week was a great week. The day I was listening to that podcast was just a hilarious day.
You liked it?
Doing? Oh, I loved it.
Give us your feedback, like 1-2 minutes of feedback. Like, take us through how you felt, what you thought.
Well, so, my life, I lived the Sun Valley ski bum dream of 6 years. That was just lovely, right? Life was all good, sunshine, roses. It's not necessarily all sunshine, roses, right? Life's a little harder right now, but it's good. So Tuesdays. Yeah, family stuff, pushing hard. I don't know. Anyway, Tuesdays I get up early, which I don't usually do. I'm having coffee at 11 right now. I take my grandmother to church, eat breakfast with my mother, my grandmother, do whatever with the family. I think I had to help my mom with something. And then I think I had to work later that night too. So I couldn't listen to it all at once, but I wasn't waiting, So I was listening to 15 minutes here, or like 10 minutes there, and it was just like a nice smile, giggle every time. So, Kyle, I appreciate the work. Schwer, thanks for being the mediator between these two idiots. Skylar, thank you always.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle. What was the most giggly part of it? And Kyle, I'm gonna get so close to this.
Get away from the mic, dude. Oh my
God.
You're ruining episode 2.
What? You're a ruiner.
I mean, definitely episode 1 was better than episode 0, for sure.
Yeah, good. I like that.
Gideon's ads were, of course, hysterical.
You mean Tony Spumoni?
Yeah, Tony Spumoni. Excuse me.
Kyle, does that not
I always
segue?
love getting a story about myself. I won't lie. I was cracking up.
Which
reminiscing
story?
about
Oh, we were talking
times
about.
vomiting alone in Sun Valley.
Yeah.
Good times.
Does
I
that
was
not
cracking
segue
up at
into?
Jeff's video. I hadn't even thought about the video submissions, and the one I thought you were gonna say was Saxton's, right? Because I remember Saxton in the hot tub with like Diggins and Annie Corney or something.
That was
The fact
pretty-
that like the fact that he got these like very feminist girls to like opt in was just beautiful.
Yeah.
But then I was cracking up listening to Jeff's.
I forgot about Saxon's video.
I don't know. I love reminiscing, right? So I'll happily listen to reminiscences about. I mean, I love the stats. Oh my god, when you're just throwing out the like 44 beers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I could listen to you guys talk about fantasy for freaking 6 hours happily. That's the point. I am the target listener.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's really what we're going for here. I was trying to just give the boys a little juice in the off season. I think that was the main impetus. But I was looking at the stats. We can talk about the stats real quick. Eric, Skylar, I sent them over to you. We're going to the fucking moon. We got 16 listeners on episode 1.
Bro, that's crazy, dog.
Damn.
Dog,
Already?
that little chart is sick. Your analytics, whoever you're paying for analytics is sick.
That's my, yeah, well, I got an analytics guy in the back, in the closet.
We're not 100% male demographic either. That's shocking.
We got a couple chicks tuning in. Although I will say that I think I know at least one of those listens or starts is Jess, because she was in the bathroom the other day listening to like a real podcast, like Smart List or something, and it ended, and then like the Ivy League of Extraordinary Gentlemen popped on, like it auto went to it,
and she threw her phone against the wall when it popped on.
She looked at me and she was just like, she was just shaking her head, and then she like the song played, and I was like laughing in the bed, and and she just like paused it and left the room. I was like, oh man. Well, that's a start. So good. That's called the song start is so good. There.
I love that.
Yeah.
Where can you see where these listens are coming from as well? Like you were talking about.
No, you can only see like the country, I think. Okay. But they give you demographic. We have no non-binary people yet.
Yet.
A lot of men, age 28 to 34.
Our demo.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it, that's our demo. We got to be true.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, whatever.
Kyle, with your bankroll, can we just like buy listens out of India or something to boost those up? Or
I mean, you do the research. I'll buy us some listens just for the stats.
Well, not to be named, but a member of our league is definitely going to get us hard into Scandinavia. So shout out to all of our future Scandinavian listeners out there. What's up?
Oh, that's right. But boys, just a quick recap on last night. So me and Jess went down to listen to this bluegrass band that I like, and got really drunk. It was actually pretty massive party. People were going kind of nuts, but we left at like 1 a.m. Got home. Guess what Jess cooked up? I swear you're gonna love this.
Chili dog.
Tell me Tostitos pizza rolls.
No, dude. Gotta be a hot dog.
Hot dog.
Yeah. And you loved it.
Ketchup and mustard.
No
just
bun?
Kosher too. Hebrew National. Classy. I'm classy.
Did you go no bun, raw dog, or?
No, I had a bun.
Oh, okay.
And I don't feel good this morning. Like nothing feels good.
How do you guys feel about sauerkraut? I love a good sauerkraut on mine.
I get sour with some krauts for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
no thanks.
No
thanks.
Yeah.
I'm too American for sauerkraut. Thank you.
Caldwell
Sorry, Scandinavian listeners.
Yeah, that's all my Scandinavian listeners out there. You're welcome.
Hey, Sky, any Derek Carr news?
Yes.
No, so you have news? Sure.
I have news.
I didn't, but I was just going to speculate. I feel like I'm on track to win this. I've heard good rumblings from the Panthers. So what I will say from like an actual standpoint here is that the notes and quotes from the NFL media is that because he has a no trade clause, he is going to push to just get released, even if it's a team he likes, because what they can do and what he can do is that they will not give up picks. So say the Panthers are the ideal location for him. They're the ideal location for the organization. You can just say, no, fuck you guys. I'm saying no to the Panthers. So they don't trade away picks. So he's kind of the man for this because he can just be like, well, fuck you guys. Like, you're not going to let me start for your team. I'm just going to walk and then get signed by the Panthers for like a 3-year, $30 million a year contract, probably like 60 guaranteed.
Yeah, but Panthers is like Vegas to Panthers is bad to worse. Why would he go to? I don't think. I love it.
Okay, hold on. NFC South is bad. Like it's the worst conference by far. Like if you want a road to the playoffs, if Derek Carr goes to the Panthers, they are the number one team in the NFC South by far. It's not even close. That division is god awful.
So how did you guys miss this? The Saints invited Derek Carr for a visit, and the Raiders granted permission for that to happen. So
dude,
Carr
I said Saints. Episode 0, I said Saints. That was one of my picks, but I ended up picking Miami. I won't
NFC South, so that just backs that up. I'd be fine with that, but I still want the Panthers more so. Saints.
I mean, he would look really good backing up Taysom Hill.
Oh man, don't say that. That's our guy. That's our guy. We're the Derek Carr podcast.
This is the Derek Carr podcast.
He's QB 14. He's QB 14.
Cobb, give us your bet.
For Derek Carr?
Yeah.
I've done zero research on Derek Carr.
None of us have done any research.
What if he ends up in Green Bay? He wants to go to the cold weather.
That's wild taking.
Wow.
They've just been farming Jordan Love for absolutely no reason. They just make him sit for another 7 years.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he has to earn it.
All right, well, you can't take that back. You're Packers.
So Kyle is Saints, Sky is Carolina.
I'm Miami.
I'm Panthers. Yeah, I'm North. Yeah.
And I'm Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Still feel pretty strong there.
Schwer might be the good pick there.
Yeah.
I love old guys.
I think they're all pretty strong on it. I don't think either of them are bad, but Saints are knocking at the door here, it looks like.
I know you guys are the Derek Carr, favorites and root for Derek Carr. But did you guys he was on my fantasy team. Did you happen to see like the last 4 games he played?
He didn't even play. I mean, they didn't want him to win.
The last 4 games he did play, he couldn't throw a football.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah, but did you see him in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, dude was
the flag football game.
No, well, I don't know if it was like I don't know if I didn't even watch that game, but
I just saw his interview.
I saw like an Instagram post of him just throwing fucking dimes at like beanbags and shit.
Dude, he's dope. He's dope.
Does he wear eyeliner?
Dude, he has beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He has beautiful eyes.
What is that meme they always show where it's like the Toy Story kid? He looks exactly like the Toy Story kid.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
He's a hot guy.
Evil kid.
Yeah,
he's a hot guy.
Yeah. I do like the eye black. It fits with the Raiders theme too. It's good.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Yeah, maybe that's how we should be thinking of this: is where is his eyeliner going to look the best?
Saints.
I think
Saints you look good. Honestly, Jets too. The Jets, nice like dark green
on their black kit.
Oh, the Thursday night color rush.
Oh man, I'm all
I get you all excited just thinking about that.
Shit.
So now we're rooting for Derek Carr to the Jets because that's hot.
That is hot. No, I still gotta go with my Panthers though.
I just want to quickly. So in episode 1, sure, we glossed it, but we talked a little bit about like the trade, the Trevor Lawrence trade, Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence trade. But we didn't really tell our listener Alfonso. He messaged me on TikTok or whatever, LinkedIn, and he was like asking what happened. We didn't actually tell our listener what happened.
No, we're not good at that yet. We have to definitely think a little harder there.
Wait, are you interacting with listeners already?
Yeah, he's in the mailbag. We call that.
Oh,
yeah. Alfonso's sending me notes. He's sending me death threats.
This is in the moon in less than 2 years.
Yeah.
We're famous.
We'll all interact with fans.
Scott, I'm pretty sure Scotty listened to the podcast too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he did. He didn't say he did. He just made a bunch of jokes about salsa being all over his fingers, which makes me think that he listened to it.
I think he did. Have you seen that guy? He's been lifting, bro. On Strava, it's just lifting. He just runs and lifts like every day.
Okay, so I was combing some videos last night. There's absolute gold in that Facebook group, dude. I just sit and watch, and they're endless. And Cobb, for what it's worth, Cobb is like the most engaged fantasy football player in our league. When it comes to the stretch from like 2011 to 2016 when we were using Facebook, Cobb has like 100 videos.
Weekly videos
Yeah.
about my team.
And you had some hot takes in there. But one of my favorite videos, I'm not going to show it. I think if we ever have Scotty on, I'll show this, or I'll bring up this video. But there's this video of him, and I don't think he's in the league, but Magnus is like, he was in the league at this time, but Magnus is videoing him, and they're at like a frat party on the grass. And Scotty's like chugging beers and looking at our drafts, like the first 2 rounds. Do you guys remember this? He was like looking at our draft, and he chugged a beer, and he's like, first pick, like whatever. He would say the team, and then he'd go, terrible pick, boom, roasted. And then he would chug another beer, and he would be like, second pick of the draft. And then he would like say the name, say the team, and be like, terrible pick, boom, roasted. And he did it for like 5 minutes and chugged like 15 beers.
Jeez.
It was insane. And then the other video, and I totally forgot about this guy that I was dying at, was I think we were outside your second apartment, not the goat house. You were in the apartment with Shore. You and Shore, right?
That was the last house.
Okay, yeah, you guys were in like an apartment with
Shore.
Yeah. I think we were outside that apartment. I couldn't really tell. And like,
yeah, we were, because that's where we did the draft.
It was winter. It was the middle of winter, so it must have been later in the season. Like it must have been at the end of the season.
Classic us just can't pick a good draft time.
Yeah, it was like December or something.
It was probably like right after the Super Bowl.
But we were wasted, and we lit the fucking draft board on fire and videoed it.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Oh yeah, super dangerous too.
We were starting fires in the streets of Burlington with our draft board. I don't know what you were thinking on that. Like, I'm holding the board and it's on fire, and I'm like waving it around.
Yeah, it made sense at the time. Good for lighting.
Being white boys in Vermont, right there. White boys in Vermont, you can light shit on fire.
Yeah, you can do whatever you
want. So I see a couple chats here, and I have this in my notes. So don't worry, boys. Don't worry.
Kyle, can we just get to one hot topic for two? I got 2 points, and then I'll be quiet for a little bit. Okay. One, let's recap. Men's league game, we won 12-7.
Woo!
We called it.
I will give some like asterisk though, because it's deserved. I guess Middlebury was on spring break, so they were missing a bunch of their varsity guys. So
all the like B team. All the hot stallions were like in Cabo.
They were in Cabo, yeah. They had their balls out in Cabo. Yeah.
Like the rich.
Was there any adversity, or you guys just pumped the whole time?
We were pumping the whole time. I think it's like 25-minute halves. I think I played 5 minutes in the second half and just got a nice cool down. And then I stayed for that.
You guys do load management in 7-on-7?
Well, we had a big bench last night, so I felt bad. So I let like the non-starters play a lot. You know, I'm a team guy, team first.
Load management.
Yeah, load management. There was a guy on their team who was wearing pajamas, so just to give context.
Wow.
That's good Middlebury shit right there.
I did get some wounds. Dude clawed me. Can you see that? Nice claw.
Oh,
yeah, the listeners can see that.
Yeah, that's
Go Panthers.
Yeah. Go Panthers.
Wow, that's really bad. You had to get 10 stitches, it looks like? Oh.
Yeah. For a soccer player, that's 10 stitches. For a hockey guy, you just lick it and then just pee on it and then rub it in your wife's face. That's hockey.
So Middlebury is the Panthers? What a terrible mascot. They're like UVM are the Catamounts. What should we be? The Panthers.
Who knows? But yes.
Cobb, for our listener, Cobb went to Middlebury.
Yeah, and I've ridden the Panther statue that's outside of the Division III football field.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Good content.
I rode the Catamount statue at UVM many a time.
Gotta do it.
Did you ever shotgun the beer on the thing?
Yeah, dude. On the
whiskers, yeah.
The whiskers. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Classic.
Dude, I went to college 100 years ago.
Yeah, you're middle-aged.
Dude, stop. Fuck. Stop.
Middle-aged.
I'm with Sky on the middle-aged, by the way.
Thank you, Cobb. Oh, so second point, and then I'll be quiet for a little
Is
bit.
Kyle the oldest in our league?
No,
Oh,
Jeff.
Dave. Oh, Jeff's older than Dave?
Yeah, Jeff's birthday is November 4th, I think.
Mm.
I always get it wrong. It's like either November 4th or November 6th. It's one of those.
He's gonna hate you because you got it wrong.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, dude, you forgot my fucking birthday. He's gonna like, text me.
Yeah.
Man, you got my birthday wrong, bro.
At minute 19, Jeff, just make sure I'm gonna highlight that for you. Okay, so number 2, just something that I just want to like highlight to everyone in the world, especially in our league. Phoenix, Arizona, we should all be there this week. Like, what are we doing? They have, I'm watching it right now, Waste Management. It's on my other screen. They have Waste Management going on fucking starting at 6 a.m. there. The Super Bowl is there. KD just got fucking traded there. Like, there's so much shit going on in Phoenix, Arizona right now in Scottsdale. Basically our home base. Like, if we had an HQ, it'd be Scottsdale.
Should we hit stop on this and I'll bankroll a couple plane tickets for the boys?
Couple tickies.
I'll hit pause so we don't like, and then we can show up in Scottsdale. And the second half of episode 2 can be live in Scottsdale.
Well,
we can't call some of our sponsors like the meatball sandwich place and have them fly us out, or
Tony Speroni.
Oh my God. Can we get Tony Speroni to fly us out?
Did you say his name and he appeared? What the fuck?
Where am I?
You're bit.
I was supposed to be pitching to some important investors. Are you guys Mark Cuban and Mr. Incredible and the other guys?
Mr. Incredible? Mr. Wonderful, I think.
Yeah.
Are you going golfing today? What you got on? Can you get a little twirl for us, for all the listeners, all the viewers?
Yeah, show us some bodies.
You're looking yoked right now.
Yeah, his upper body's looking good.
Jesus.
Where'd you get those things?
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, just iron therapy, boys.
This is perfect timing. Timing. Getting quickly on your top right-hand corner of the screen, remember settings, make sure your mic is default correct. I'll edit this out. Don't worry. I'm a master editor.
How about shout out to the 3-paneled landscape?
Yeah. They're supposed to be like, when we put those up, they're supposed to be like, as like separated. Actually, we didn't put them up. Who put them up? Was it Quinn?
Nope, it was me.
Whatever.
He's a handyman.
They're supposed to, how like those pictures that have like space in between because there's 3 of them? Just put them up all right fucking next to each other. I love it.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah,
I think it
good
looks
job,
great.
good.
People would be like,
Thanks.
people would come over to our house and they'd be like, where is that? It's really beautiful. And I would just be like, yeah, it's Vermont. And they'd be like, oh. They're just like,
it's like the most hated thing in the house, but I'm glad you guys like it.
Cobb likes it.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, so back to Cobb. All right, we got Gideon here. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing here. This was not planned.
Bestest pop-in I've ever seen.
Well, what happened was it was kind of funny. I was like, yo, Cobb, can you be on the cast? And Cobb was like, I don't know. I'll let you know later. And then I was like trying to tell Eric and Sky, I was like, I don't know. I think he's in, but he's maybe not. Timing might not work out, whatever. So I texted Gideon. You were second choice, Gideon. Well, actually, you were supposed to be first choice, and we ousted you. And then
that was nice.
And then I asked Gideon, and Gideon was like, yeah, I'm down, whatever. He's like, let me check my schedule. And then like 2 hours later, he responded to me. And then right after Gideon was like, I'm in, Cobb was like, I'm not going skiing tomorrow. I'm in. So I had both of them on. And then I told Gideon, and he was like, oh, I'm really disappointed. I wanted to be on the cast. And then I was like, well, why don't you just pop in late? Worked out.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Cobb.
This is a relief.
Enough about you.
I'm glad to be here.
Enough about you. No talking. No talking. All right. So Cobb, give us a little, just a teeny bit of history. Like, you were original member.
My name's actually Austin, but you can call me Cobb in this space.
Cobbler?
I was born June 29th, 1992. Grew up in the fair woods of Peru, Vermont. Path to this league, Austin Caldwell. Little Nordic ski rugrats.
Did you go to Stratton?
Skylar at Stratton Mountain School. That's my fantasy years actually started probably when I was like 12 on Yahoo. I played with strangers on the internet. And this league was the first one I had with friends. And it was like, I think Skylar was the first person I talked to about it, where it's like, like, hey man, like we love sports and shit. Like, let's play fantasy football.
I love Cobb's 14, 15-year-old voice. Weird how honestly, like any age under 20, Cobb does that voice and it cracks me up. Like it could be like in college, that's Cobb's voice.
Yeah. Who was,
I mean, was it not? It kind of was, right?
Yeah, I
Who
think
was the question? Who was the fastest Nordork at Stratton?
While we were there,
Just like among the boys.
Skylar. He actually skied for the United States on the U.S. ski team.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Pretty sure that was all fake.
Caldwell was the slowest.
Caldwell was?
Right? That's the fun fact.
Yeah.
That's your fun fact.
He was slower than Gus?
Oh, maybe not. But,
no, I don't think so.
But I mean, he's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. Like
really good kid.
I would take coaching from no one else. I would take
Stir it
coaching
up.
from
Talk
no
some
one else.
shit.
But ever since we turned 10, he's been kind of
after Bridger.
Yeah.
So Sky goes on to ski on the U.S. team, and then
Sky is disciplined like no one else.
and then decides to go to college when he's like 29.
And just Nordic ski racing, man.
29-year-old freshman.
It's a grueling sport.
Yeah.
It's a grueling
sport. Yeah, you were deaf in college.
Yeah. So Sky goes on U.S. ski team. Cobb, you go ski at Middlebury College.
Go Panthers.
Gus and Prescott and Caldwell.
Well, Prescott's alpine skier, so he's like
Prescott's alpine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. That's a nice little bit of history. Cobb, you ever won a championship in the league?
So I won the last one on Yahoo. It's on the trophy. But
Is it?
You can't see it in the league history.
Oh.
2010 was my last championship.
Does that even count?
It's on the trophy, dude.
All right.
It's on the trophy.
Kyle has a few that are questionable, but
great team name, team footballers, excellent team. Who knows who was on it? That trophy sat in my dorm room for a year. It was sweet.
That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Cobb, tell us what happened in 2015 in the ship.
Oh.
I
was against Kyle.
I'm digging up old skeletons.
I mean, this is a good time because this is talked about as an asterisk all the time, but I really just look at it as a legitimate championship.
Which is nice of you.
Again, no idea who's playing, but it's, Monday Night Football. I'm in Sun Valley by myself watching on the edge of my seat. It's coming down to the wire. I win by like less than 2 points, certainly, over Kyle. Videos, celebrations, etc., etc.
I was rolling on the floor, like screaming in my shitty apartment.
Do you remember who was playing? Do you have any idea?
I only remember D'Angelo Williams. That's the only person that matters in this story.
Jonathan Stewart, right? D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart tandem. Good years. Right? Do I have that right?
Well, I think what happened, it was the year that Le'Veon Bell decided that he just wasn't going to play football, right? And you got D'Angelo Williams for nothing. You picked him up off waiver. I don't know. You got him late, something like that. And he just had the greatest. He was the best running back in the NFL that year. One of the best.
Love that.
And so from my perspective, this is how the story went. So Cobb wins championship. He's celebrating, putting out videos, whatever. He's the champ, 2015.
Everyone's
destroyed.
Yeah. You have to bleep that out. Jeez.
Keep it in there.
So I'm sulking, and I was working in a bike shop at this time in DC, and I came home from lunch, and I come back and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just sulking. So I pull out my phone and I open the fantasy app and I'm looking at the score, and the points were different. It said that I was now the winner. It's you're the champ. And it was the points were different. And it was I had won by like you said, Cobb, it was you were ahead by less than 2. Now I was ahead by less than 1.
Right. It was tight.
And I was like, what I was like freaking out. I like stood up off the couch and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And so I like immediately, I don't know why I did this, but I immediately just go to Google and type in like, did I win my fantasy match? Like that's what I Googled. And the first thing that pops up is a Reddit thread. And it's like, check your fantasy scores. You may have won D'Angelo Williams. Cause like most of the championship teams had D'Angelo Williams, like, cause he was so good that year. And it's like, you may have won. And I opened the thread and it's like, D'Angelo Williams fumble not accounted for. Point adjustments, many leagues, like many champions have been altered. Like, make sure you check your leagues. And it was just going on. People were freaking out. And so I text the group and I'm like, boys. And of course, everybody's like goes off and it becomes this whole thing. And whatever, 8 years later now, I am a champion. I've been a champion for 8 years. And I have the running joke in the league is that it's an asterisk. Even though there's many other illegitimate championships in the league. Schwer, I was watching a video. I posted this 6-minute long video in 2016, the year that you won. And I didn't remember this happening, but if you guys remember, there was some weird rule and I couldn't really follow it because I was just like fucking ranting about nothing for most of it. But there was something to do with the way that we did the seeding. Skylar, do you remember this? Cobb, you were actually very pissed off about it too. There's a video of you like yelling about it.
Oh, this was the year Skylar was a bad for the first time ever. And this is what I was most pissed about of all time. And I've let this go.
Bad commissioner? Is that what you're alluding to?
No. You're a fantastic commissioner.
Thanks.
The best.
Appreciate you.
And it was within the rules because we're a keeper league. We're 2 keeper, right? But 1 from the previous season. And you could trade your keeper at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he traded like the best wide receiver and the best quarterback for next year's keeper, which was Dak. Because his team sucked. And it was in like week 8 or something. Like it was early.
I think it was like during playoffs.
Couldn't have been during playoffs.
He was like out of playoffs.
But
he had no chance.
But I was like, this is like, you can't just give the team the best 2 players.
I think we redacted on that though.
We kept it. It was me and Sky that did the trade.
Sky, in his honor, right? Great commissioner, because I was so irate, made a keeper trade deadline where
this is how we came up with the keeper,
week 6. You know, this has since been axed because it's too confusing, and like I'm with it now. You know, I was being dramatic at the time. It's okay.
Yeah. So that's why I was so hot because Sky basically gave all his, I think it was like Julio Jones. He like gave you.
Yeah, it was like Brady and Julio for Dak Prescott, who like was the 10th quarterback, but he was good.
Basically in playoffs, and I was fighting for my life, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" But ball don't lie. So
what happened was I was supposed to, points for and record. I was supposed to be the 2 seed that year, but something happened. We had some setting that gave priority to people who were in the washed up league the year prior. So somebody who was in the washed up league the year prior got the 2 seed because they had like made playoffs. We had some weird setting.
Oh, we had divisions. That's what it was. So I think I got first. We had divisions of washed up
that's
and
what it
Ivy,
was.
and I was probably first of the washed up league or something.
And I was supposed to be the 2 seed, but I got bumped to the 3 seed because I was in the upper division.
Yeah. Like somebody
in the washed up league.
And the illegitimate trade, fantasy gods, you know, everything.
And there's like a thread on Facebook it's like 70 comments where we're just fighting about this, like back and forth. And I'm so fucking pissed. And I was like making this video and Hunter, and I ended up losing in the first round, but I should have had a bye week. That's what happened. Because I should have been the 2 seed. I should have had a bye week. I should have been in the semis automatically, but I wasn't, and I lost, and I was irate. And I was saying, like, this is the illegitimate championship.
Yeah.
The playoffs have been compromised. The data is screwed. I was like just going on and on and on. And then Hunter and Schwer ended up making the championship that year. And thank God Schwer beat him.
That would have been bad, boys.
That was the year that Hunter didn't draft it. He auto-drafted a team. We were all so mad. And then we kicked him out the next year. Because he auto-drafted.
Went from a championship run to just kicked out of the league. That's how cutthroat we are.
he auto drafted a team and then didn't show up to Sun Valley, and we were just like, "You're done."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, so 2017, nice segue. Gideon, it's perfect that you're here because
Oh,
Cobb. Okay, so Cobb was an angel for the 2017 championship. Absolute angel. So I show up. Cobb drives to Boise, which how long is that? How long
For
is
the
that?
draft? For the draft, not the championship. He was a god for the draft.
Yeah. Absolute angel.
God.
So I show up a couple days early, and you drove to Boise to pick me up.
Yeah, so some important context here. I had missed the past like 2 years of the draft. So I was just yearning for the boys.
Yeah.
And you guys had all agreed to come to my ski bum home, Sun Valley, Idaho. And my buddy Will, we would ski every day and smoke a ton of weed or whatever. He had bought a Japanese commercial vehicle with a right side drive. That was just sexy as fuck.
That thing was sick.
So not only was it like cheaper to fly to Boise, but I also get to pick boys up in this van. Okay,
That
so
was sick.
But
and
you
it's
drove. You made multiple trips, is my point. So like you booked the Airbnb, you did all the work, you like set it all up, you got all the boys out there. You came and picked me up. I showed up like 2 days early. You drove to Boise, got me, and then we were hanging out for a couple days.
Oh yeah.
And then all the other boys flew in on like Thursday night or Friday or something, and you went in Helica to pick them up.
So I went with the Jeep for you, right? So in my own car.
This is
Okay, yes.
a marquee moment in the league's history.
Yes. Sorry
So
for
you
forgetting about picking you up separately. It just is overridden by this Delicastoria entirely.
And so I'm like, Cobb, I'll go with you to pick up the other boys. And you're like, no, dude, you stay, you relax, you hang out, just hang out, relax. And you took off on the Delta by yourself. And I'll let Gideon pick up the story here because it's an important time in the league's history. Gideon, tell us how you remember it, if you remember it.
Yeah, do you remember it, Gideon?
What's that supposed to mean?
Back away from the mic a little bit there, big guy.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you picked us up in Boise, which is a 3-hour drive, I think, from Sun Valley. It was boiling hot. I had just met Cobb, and he rolls up in this sex wagon. And I think Skylar was with me. Jeff was there. There was a fourth. Might have been Dave. Yeah, it was us four. So we just pop in this vehicle, and they had the swivel chairs on the inside, so we're all just facing each other. And of course, Cobb is just driving us. He's our chauffeur. And
we got him at a gas station.
Oh, okay.
We got him at a gas station, and we were just pounding beers the whole time.
Not while driving or anything. Like
nobody was drinking and driving. Cobb was driving, and then the boys were in the back in the basically in the living room, just drinking.
Pretty much, I think it was legal. It's like a limousine, pretty much. They can drink in the back as long as the chauffeur's driving.
Yeah. That's legal. I'm pretty sure.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Idaho law. I'm an Idaho law expert.
Whatever. We were doing it, and
you can bleep that out.
We get so hot. We were driving through the desert in between Boise and Sun Valley. It's so hot, and the car starts to. I think it was like halfway. There's nothing near us. Like it's going up these hills so slowly, and it's starting to overheat. It's getting so hot in the car. It's like smoking in the car. And we had to like take multiple breaks just to like, just I don't know, like cool down the engine. And the engine is right underneath Cobb in the front seat, like right next to him. And then we pull up to some sort of saloon thing, and this guy who like, just picture like the cliche guy walking out of a saloon in the morning in a desert in Idaho. It's this like hillbilly dude, and we just like ask him like, hey, like, I don't know what we were asking him, but he's like,
we're hammered drunk.
We're hammered. We're
on
like,
the side of the saloon.
we're like, dude, like something's wrong with our car. It's like from Japan. It's like a weird car. Can you take a look at the engine? And he just like grabs a hose and like pours it into the engine. Dude, he pours the water like directly into some sort of tube in the engine, and the car filled up in like dark gray smoke in seconds. The car was full of smoke. I thought we were gonna die. It was crazy. And he was like so sure of it. He's like, yeah, you just fucking pour some water on it. And and I guess sure enough, that gave us enough juice to get back to Sun Valley. I don't know how it worked, but he was the hose guy. That was the story of the hose guy, which I guess explains Cobb's title as the hose guy.
Well, it's not
Former
his title
title,
anymore,
former title.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
Former
Magnus. It's
title.
currently
So-
Magnus.
Well, so
actually.
at that point, because of all Cobb's accolades of just being the chauffeur and driving around this
Yeah.
Japanese truck and picking up the boys, he was deemed the ultimate hose guy of the league, and that kind of has come into interpretation of just being the guy that does it all, the absolute hose guy.
He was the OG hose guy, and it's a perfect story. You know, that guy helped us get back to Sun Valley. So whoever helps out the most in the draft is the hose guy.
Whoever is like the most helpful person. There's always like somebody that ends up having to do a lot of work. Like, for example, what I remember from that weekend is we had an Airbnb, and Sunday morning we wake up, we're all dead. Like everybody's dead. Cobb was like boot and rallying at like 2 a.m. Sunday morning, and then like up at 6 a.m. like cleaning the house. I just remember like waking up and the house was like clean. Whenever we go to a draft, we like get an Airbnb, we move all the furniture. Like we move all the furniture like anywhere else because we want as much space for activities. And all the furniture is put back. And like also one of the things we do when we get to the draft is we go to Home Depot. This is one of our moves. For leagues out there who need a little tip.
Hold on. Context, we're super respectful to all Airbnbs, all hosts.
We get stellar ratings, and it's because of the hose guy. It's always because of the hose guy, right? And so we go to Home Depot and we buy 2 giant pieces of plywood, like 8x10s, and we buy 2 brute trash cans to play Pong on. And what we do is the trash cans are really expensive. They end up being like hundreds of dollars, like $50.
These are nice trash cans.
Trash cans.
Very nice.
And so we go to Home Depot, we pick up the trash cans, we go to the wood store, lumberyard, we pick up the wood, we return the trash cans. We use them all weekend, we return it, and we use them to prop the plywood on so that we can play Pong. And we return the trash cans, and then we always just like leave the lumber like on the side of the house. It's my favorite thing. We always just like find a spot to put the lumber, and I just always imagine like the host coming back and being like, "Where did this lumber come from? Why do I have all this lumber in my house?" So anyway, back to the hose guy. Cobb, 2015 was a hose guy. 2017 hose guy, 2018 hose guy, 2019 hose guy. Just reigning hose guy every year. And then
Well, real quick, I have, it was the Austin, Texas year that I think I have a memory of Cobb being the hose guy of like, we draft in the middle of August. It's like 200 degrees in these locations. It's like humidity through the roof. We're like playing Pong all day. We're doing it like inside because there's central air. You like can't be outside. It's like not advised to be outside in this heat. And for some reason, I have no idea why, but Cobb decides to sleep outside on a couch in this heat all night. I wake up like really early morning. I'm like going to grab some water because I can't like breathe. And I'm like grabbing some water and I like step outside and Cobb is asleep, like drenched in his own sweat. And he wakes up and I'm like, "You okay, buddy?" And he looks like he's dead. And I'm like trying to like resuscitate him. He wakes up again. This is at like 6 a.m. He wakes up. He's like, "Oh man, yeah, I'm fine." And he goes into the fridge. I'm like, "Thank God this guy's like getting some water." He's like sweat out like 10 gallons of his body. And he goes into the fridge and he cracks a beer and he sucks it down in front of my face. And then went back and fell asleep on the couch outside again for no reason. And I was like, this guy, unbelievable.
Legend.
I don't recommend, by the way. Bad move.
That story got dark later on that night, but we won't go and divulge into that.
Yeah.
I was a left behind soldier.
Yeah.
I think my day ended at like
put a sleep
6
soldier.
p.m.
I remember like cradling you like a baby, like feeding you Gatorade, like out of
I
a
was
bottle.
unwell. I was unwell.
Yeah,
That is the frame of mind.
Yeah, you got sun poisoning for
That
sure.
was also the year I got the fucking giant splinter in my hand from
Oh my
moving.
god, that was so annoying.
And Dave did like surgery on my hand. I just like an inch long splinter, and I just left it in my hand. Didn't know what to do. Went back to San Francisco. Was like looking at it one day, and I was like, man, I should probably go to the doctor. This thing's huge. And then I just was like, I actually think I was on the toilet, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh man, and I just like pulled it out. It came out on its own.
That was also the week that we had a friend of the league defecate himself on the couch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Twice, both nights.
Both
Yeah,
nights.
twice.
I was so pissed.
Same spot
did
though.
it.
He tried to act like it was nice that he peed in the same spot in the couch. It's like you still pissed on the couch.
we had cleaned it, and then he did it again. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
All right,
So
moving on. Okay, so we're 45 minutes in. Sky, we're supposed to like leave lots of time here, but I have two things to talk about. Two more things, and then Sky, the floor is yours.
Yep.
Sky has some stuff for us, and you were supposed to send us stuff an hour before. Did you?
No. I didn't do it, but I have it ready.
Okay. All right, two more things. A couple follow-ups from episode 1. I just want to call out some quick bullshit. Sky, you're just spewing stuff as if it's the gospel, whatever.
Facts, we call it.
I was listening to the episode 1. First thing you said that I just want to question mark real quick is, sure. Before we get to that, sorry.
Hold on, we're fact checking right now. Is that? I feel like I'm on trial.
Yes, you are. Well, I just want the boys' opinions on a couple things you said on episode 1. But first, sure, tell the story of this past season. Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, Scotty, how you screwed me. We gotta get that out for
I was gonna say we talked about that, how we were gonna clarify, and then we never did. But yeah, so we're a 2 QB league, and so every once in a while quarterbacks get hurt or there's a quarterback on bye week, and so if you don't have a second quarterback to start, you're at a severe disadvantage to losing your matchup that week. And I don't exactly know what happened with you, Kyle. You might have just been an idiot and like drafted all your quarterbacks with the same bye week and then didn't have a quarterback to play.
I had quarterbacks. It was Scotty that didn't have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Scotty was in a situation where he was going to have only one starting quarterback. So
I was also like 1-3. So I was like, this is so perfect. Scotty doesn't have a quarterback. All week long, I'm just waiting for Scotty to make a move, make a trade. Never got a waiver wire. Never got lucky on the waiver wire. And I'm just like, Sunday morning, I wake up. So this is my perspective. Sunday morning, I wake up. I'm like, this is great. Sunday morning. There's an hour till a game start. I'm fucking golden. Like, he's not going to do shit. I'm going to play against Scotty. He's going to have one quarterback. It's a sealed deal. I win. And so I go for a run, and it's like 9:42. Like 10 a.m. West Coast. Games are going to start. 9:42. I'm out for a run. I get to the top of my run. So I'm like 2 miles in, and I'm like, I'm going to send out a Snapchat. So I get on Snapchat, and I put out a video where I'm like, Scotty doesn't have a quarterback. This is great. And whatever. I send the Snapchat. I put it in my pocket. I finish my run. I get back to the house, and there's a bunch of texts. And I'm start reading the text. And Schwer had been out partying like he was 19 the night before, sending Snapchats about how hung he is, whatever. And I just see a text from Scotty that says, Schwer, you are greasy. And I'm like, what does that mean? What's going on here? What's going on? Like, Scotty's texting the group? This must be important. And then before I know it, trade comes through. Derek Carr for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was on bye week. And so, Schwer, I think you traded Derek Carr for Trevor Lawrence straight up to give Scotty a quarterback for that week, right?
Yep.
I ended up losing by 10 points or something. Would have beat Scotty, would have gotten the win, but Schwer pulls off a trade with 10 minutes before the game start.
So your biggest demise was sending that snap. I've been texting Scotty all week trying to get a deal done, and of course the guy like doesn't check his phone, doesn't, has no will to do a trade, like is like, yeah, I'm gonna go in, whatever. And then you sent that snap, and I remember I was like out walking my dog. I wasn't even home. I was out walking my dog, and I saw that snap, and I saw I had like 8 minutes, and I like dropped everything that I was doing, and I called Scotty, and I was like, dude, let's do a trade. I was like, I'm willing to sell you everything just to see Kyle lose. Like, we just got to get something done. And sure enough, we got it done. If you hadn't sent that snap, I would have been happy-go-lucky walking my dog. Nothing would have happened. So you ultimately gave
Got
yourself.
ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Got ahead of myself.
Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
You got second to last. I made it to the playoffs, had an epic fucking run, made it to the championship, almost won. Almost triple crown. But here nor there. Okay, moving on. So just Alfonso, just to appease you, buddy. You got your story. Sky, on the last pod, you said that Andy Reid and I got some echo. Turn down your volume, boys. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are in Tom Brady and Bill Belichick camp if they win this Super Bowl.
No, I said they'd be second.
You said in the camp.
Yeah, like they would be the second. They would be behind them. They would be like, in my opinion, the second combo behind them. Yes.
What do we think about this, boys? Do we give them do we get to say they are in the same camp? I get second place, coach, combo, coach, quarterback, whatever. They have 2 Super Bowls. Maybe they're in second place, but are they in the same camp? Is that even fair?
Can I jump in here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yes, you're the guest.
So
that's what I'm asking you.
The little bit of Sports Center I was watching this week, I sort of agree. That's the big talk. If they win, they're on track for 6 by the time Mahomes is 38. What if Mahomes plays till he's 42?
Andy Reid is
played well on one leg.
Old.
He'll be fine.
Andy Reid is 100 years old.
He's a coach.
The guy's gonna die before that happens.
He does live a great diet as well. Big fan of his diet.
There's no chance they catch Brady and Belichick. There's just no chance.
I mean, there's a chance.
Andy Reid's going to retire
this year. If they win this year, there's a chance.
If they win this year, Andy Reid's retiring.
No way. Andy Reid's younger too. And also, if you think about context-wise, Patrick Mahomes, as of last night, won his second MVP with Andy Reid.
He did win his MVP.
Brady only won 3 with Belichick. He's stacking up the awards. Patrick Mahomes is 27 years old.
Okay,
but young.
Okay, Tom Brady got his first Super Bowl at 24 years old.
Yeah, and I love him from his defense.
Patrick Mahomes
is leading these Super Bowls. Brady, which again I love, he had Adam Vinatieri and the defense. Ronnie Harrison won those Super Bowls. It's a different type of arsenal if you think about coaching. The whole thing about Belichick is he's a defensive coach. Andy Reid is an offensive coach. So that is why they're in the camp. It's like the same thing with Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning. Those are defensive led teams.
Don't say those fucking names, Derek.
Well, they had 2 Super Bowls. I'm giving context setting for this. I think they enter the conversation of that second. I'm not saying they're ahead of at all Brady or Belichick, but if they win this, then it's like, all right, how many can they do?
All right.
I agree.
So just a couple more stats.
Yes.
Yeah, Sports World loves that.
Suck on that.
Yo, be polite to the fucking host, boys. This podcast doesn't exist. All right. So first Super Bowl, Tom Brady, 24 years old. First Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes, 24 years old. Second Super Bowl, Tom Brady, 26. Mahomes is 27.
So what are we talking about here? You're helping my case.
Tom Brady gets his third Super Bowl, 27. Patrick Mahomes, 27.
Yeah. Okay.
He can catch up.
Okay. 10 years. We're not going to talk about what happened in between. Gideon, if you bring it up, I'm going to delete you from this podcast.
What? The Giants?
Stop.
The Giants?
Stop. 10 years goes by. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick don't get a Super Bowl till Tom's 37 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets a Super Bowl at 39, gets a Super Bowl at 41, goes to the Bucs, gets another one at 43. That's insane. It's not. I will all the chips in. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes never catch up.
Bet on this or something?
It goes back to context setting. I think you're just looking at from a super singular viewpoint of that. It's just the rings. It's not just the rings. It's how they play, how they win these. Patrick Mahomes could win like 6 MVPs with Andy Reid. Like he like I mean, if you look at his year this year, the pieces that he had to play with, and he like consensus, he had 48 out of 50 votes for the MVP. It's crazy. He didn't even have, who's his number one wide receiver right now? Juju?
Valdez Scantling.
Tony
That's what I was gonna
Marquez,
say.
Valdez, Scantling.
Kadarius Tony?
Kadarius
What are we
Toney.
talking about, bro? He doesn't even have a running
Guys,
back.
are
Tony
you kidding about
Spumoni.
DeMarcus Robinson?
Yeah, like so.
Andy.
I don't
not-
know, man.
I'm not
To
saying-
be able to win the MVP that easily going away, and then having the opportunity to again win a second Super Bowl at 27, I think right now we're starting the conversation. We're starting.
My point is not that Patrick Mahomes is not good at football. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is, like, it's a long road. I hate these early comparisons, and I hate this shit where people are saying Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, the next GOAT.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the first thing I said. I said that him as a combo, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I want to be really specific about what I said. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes as a duo. Because again, Andy Reid is an offensive-led coach. Brady and Belichick. Belichick was always a defensive coach. He led a lot of their defenses.
I just don't know if there's going to ever be a combo, and I think that the combo, like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, both started their careers with greatness and ended their careers with greatness. Andy Reid's at the end of his career. He's done in a few years.
Well, actually, Belichick got fired from his first head coaching job. Fun fact. And Andy Reid already has another ring with the
he was young. He was like
Hey,
that
boys.
was the
Hey,
thing
boys.
that was crazy about the Brady Belichick combo is like they're young guys together, and they pretty much they did the majority of their career together. And Andy Reid is going to be done. Like Patrick Mahomes is going to have a new coach soon.
Maybe,
and I'm not
maybe not. Maybe Andy Reid just keeps going. He could just keep going.
Think that the combo, like in our lifetimes, I don't think the combo will even be close. And I think that it is like very, very, very unlikely, regardless of how good Patrick Mahomes is at football, that he'll ever catch Tom Brady.
It's too early to tell.
That's why I said,
They also have to keep beating the Bengals and keep beating the Bills too.
That's my point. It's too early. Let's shut the fuck up with all this like goat talk.
Is anybody taking Kyle's bet? Is the question, because I am not. I will.
No,
sounds like
Kyle, you made up I just gonna go back to this. We can let's replay this on the next pod, or we can replay it on this pod. Overlap the. I never said that they're gonna overtake them. I just said they're entering a camp, like entering the conversation into that world of second best.
If they do overtake them, though, I think Kyle deserves Andy Reid tattoo on his.
Yeah, Kyle deserves a little slapping from the boys.
I will get Andy Reid can send me the picture. I'll put it right on my ass cheek.
All right.
I'll put some
If
money.
Him and Patrick Mahomes get 6 Super Bowls.
I'll actually put some money on
put
it.
the Andy Reid
You
bet.
are getting a tattoo if you lose. I'll put some money in now. If we could bet, that is, of course.
In 3 years, when they're at fucking 5, I'm gonna be quivering.
Exactly.
All right, do you have any other fact checks? Because we gotta get to my questions.
No, we're done. I'm done. Okay. Yeah, we got. How's everybody on time? Does anybody have to go like now?
I got nothing.
Wow. Friday morning, the boys just got nothing to do.
I'll
What
be
a
here
life!
for 4 more hours if you're in.
Sure. I will say you have a nice little pop to your step today. You look a little less concussed. Your eyes are flying around. I like it. I will say, as a doctor, you were concussed the other night.
Yeah, sure. You were dumb the other night.
You were slow.
You're like,
I am still concussed, and I'm actually bowing out of my favorite. It's Christmas for me today, boys. We're Pond Hockey Classic tournament out on Mallets Bay, and I've taken myself out of the competition because if I take one more shot to the head, I'll be my brain will be mashed potatoes. So
wait, that's why you were making videos.
Yeah,
because you were just
concussed podcast.
When do the boys play?
We play at 1:20, so I am on a little bit of a deadline because I'm going to go spectate. But
is it going to be? The ice doesn't look too. Is it
it's going to be hot cheese soup out there.
Oh, that's what we like to hear.
I was that one.
Shore's going to be eating hot cheese soup probably too. Am I right, boys?
Okay, so how this is going to work? We're going to moving into the next segment. Is we're going to do pod versus guests. Okay. So you guys have to get your answers pretty fast. We don't want to spend too long on each question. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 10 Super Bowl prop bets. Okay. So if we decide on the same thing, so say the pod decides on X and you guys also decide on X, then we move on to the next question. Okay. But we're going to do you versus us. And this is going to be a new fun segment. So when the guests arrive, they have to take us on.
Do we write it down and then reveal, or like do we all like?
No,
Because I don't want
it's a snake draft. So for instance, we'll go first, and for the first question, we answer. They can answer off of our question. Then for the second question, they go first. We go second.
This is fun. I like this.
Nice. All right.
Who's sponsoring this segment?
Well, the sponsors already went. Actually, Gideon. We can delete. They already. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So into the actual meat and the potatoes here. So it's going to go pretty chronologically, if that makes sense. So to kick it off, do you? Oh, by the way, do you guys want to go first? Because we're gentlemen, Ivy League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We'll let you guys go first or second. You can pick.
I'm a dirtbag. We're going first.
It wasn't a question to you; it was to the guests. You're part of the pod.
I'm the host.
I guess we'll just go second because the host wants to go first.
Because the host is a dick. Okay.
This says I'm the host right here. It says
we will go second.
Yeah. All right. So first question. This is to our group, the pod. National anthem. Give us a number of seconds.
Seconds or minutes?
Seconds.
I thought we were just betting over under. I think the line's already been established. Isn't it like 2 minutes and 2 seconds or something?
Yeah, we can do a line if that's easier for everyone.
Yeah, let's do the line.
All right, so
I can tell.
This one I'll do 124 is the line. I just made the line.
It's gonna be over that, Scott, because the national anthem is always around 2 minutes long.
I mean, I did my research, and this guy I already did my research on this one, so I mean, I'm pretty sure the line's 202, and we're gonna hit the over because this guy's a country singer. Notoriously, country singers are a little bit longer. So unless, I mean, if you guys are in agreement with me,
I hate it, but I will do it. We'll go over.
Chris Stapleton.
Yep, Chris. Yep. I love Chris Stapleton.
All right, I'll go under. I'll go under 202. The national anthem.
Is that the line? What is the official line?
I have it from the range right now. What I researched is 120 seconds, so 2 minutes, to 125. So it's right there.
Okay.
So pod got over, guest got under. All right.
Are you writing these down?
Yep, I got them. Okay.
Is it 20? Are you saying 202 or 205?
We're saying 202 is the line.
2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 seconds.
Correct.
We are over 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Okay, got it.
Yep. Or 122 seconds.
Right on, brother.
All right, next question. Okay, heads or tails?
Is it our
tails?
Agreed.
I mean, I think we got to just.
Tails never
I think we got to eat it and just go tails, right? Or do we just?
That's soft.
Tails never fail. Tails never fail.
You guys can't just take tails. We just took tails. Come on.
We can actually. That was part of the rules.
Oh my god! I can't believe we're gonna have a non-bet on the coin flip.
Kyle, what do you think? You're just gonna do heads because you want to be different.
He's the host. He's gonna do heads.
What do you think? You gotta go. Come on.
Yeah, heads.
Heads. Okay, we're in for heads.
Wow.
Man, we're gonna be 0 for 2 before the game even fucking starts, boys. All right.
I'm a pro loser. I'm a pro at losing bets. I lose every bet.
First TD. It goes to us.
Which team?
No, it goes to us first, which I like, actually. First person with the ball that enters the end zone.
Wait, team or person?
Person. Human being.
Kels.
I like that appropriate pronunciation.
I mean, let's think this through, right? Who gets to call the coin flip? We got to think strategically here.
Are the Chiefs the home team?
It's literally even to see who, like when you look at the lines, it's even to see who gets the ball first. So I think Kelsey's a good one. I also had Juju as one. I know Drake.
Kadarius Toney.
Drake actually has a bunch of money on him being the first. Juju.
Kadarius Toney.
You're back at him. Not Kadarius Toney. We're not doing that.
Come on.
All right, I'm good with Kelsey or Juju.
Gotta go Kels.
Okay, Kels is in. All right,
Bobby,
I'm feeling an eagle here. I think we're going a rushing touchdown from either.
Miles
I'm going
Sanders.
Miles Sanders
Wow, look at
or
that.
Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
One of the two.
It's
I'll
actually
go Miles Sanders.
the Eagles are just going to run the ball.
Or it's going to be
All right.
Kenneth Gainwell if you want a deep sleeper, but Miles Sanders.
Boston Scott.
Boston Scott.
That's a
Big
nice
touchdown,
sleeper.
Boston.
The giant killer.
Boston
All
Scott.
Miles
right.
Sanders.
This goes, okay, Miles Sanders is in. We got Kels. And then we're going back to the guests on this one. We got who's going to win the game?
Like money line
Yeah.
or
No, just who's going to win the game. And you know who we already voted for, too. So
We're going with the
Yeah,
Eagles.
baby. Fly, Eagles,
you got the
fly.
Chiefs. That's great. All
I
right.
got a reason. You
We're
want the
going
reason?
with the Eagles.
All right.
reason why?
Comes back to the pod. MVP. I mean, I feel like we got to go with our boy Patty Mahomes. We've been talking about him all day.
yeah. I mean, think about it, dude. He's playing on an ankle. If he somehow wins this game, it's unanimous.
Yeah. All right. On to the guests.
Well, they're all playing on ankles, but are we going to double down on the
Yes, our
Eagles, Bob?
Yes, our
You
Eagles.
know it.
So we say
Fine.
Hurts.
We're going Hurts.
We'll go
All right.
Hurts.
Prove
All right.
everyone wrong.
All right. Now we're going to move into the section of a little bit more interesting prop bets. Let's just say that, okay? It goes to the guests first. Gatorade color.
Oh, my
I kind of
heavens.
like those like purple, baby blue, or
I'm feeling yellow, man. I'm feeling yellow.
Okay.
plastic.
All right. On to the guests. On to the pod.
Blue or
Yellow.
orange?
You
or
picked
red?
yellow
Blue?
Gatorade.
So orange is the number one favorite. I love red though here in the spot because we're in Arizona.
Mm,
Got the Chiefs red. I think they're gonna have that thing loaded up with red.
yeah.
We're going all in on the Chiefs, huh?
Yeah, we're Chiefs podcast.
We are gonna look like idiots if the
Yes,
Eagles
you
win.
are. You are. You are.
Okay, now we go into what will be mentioned. What will be mentioned for? So these are not over-unders. You have to pick this one. What will be met? And this goes to the pod first. What will be mentioned first during the Super Bowl MVP speech?
God.
So God, I got it plus 370. It's not the favorite.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I got
Teammates.
Teammates is the number one. I think we just lock it in. It's the number one.
Oh yeah, as a hockey guy, you got to go teammates.
Okay,
That's
that's locked. We got team and teammates.
Gideon, do we go? Do
Um,
we go with
Gideon should
God?
go God.
do we know Hurts
Oh, this is the
personally?
interesting
Is
thing.
he
I
a
think
religious guy?
Hurts will thank his teammates. I think Mahomes would thank God. So I feel like we're swapping positions here.
Oh,
We're
interesting.
hedging bets
Oh,
because I.
You want to go
you guys
God?
go God?
You're a
No,
big
I
God
I
guy.
think
Let's
the
go
Eagles are
God.
going to win. So I think we split this one.
All right, they're with God
You-
and religion.
to
So
you.
so it just for the listeners, it's God/religion.
Should
guys
we go
have that?
back
Oh.
and should we go
God.
on with Jackson Mahomes mentioned first?
Jesus. The second favorite, which no one mentioned, is City/fans. So mentioning the fans, but I don't think they're going to do that because it's in Glendale. All right, this goes to the guests. This is an easy one. Will a player propose after the game? Yes or no?
What?
What?
No way. Gideon, we're single
No.
guys. Come on, no way.
No,
Okay.
that's too
Yeah.
tacky.
It's only at plus 400 for yes. No, we're gonna both go no. Okay, that one's out. Okay.
No, let's go yes. Come on, boys. Imagine.
No.
All right.
What about divorce?
We're both out of that. All right. All right. This goes to us.
Divorce.
This is a big spot for us, boys. This is really big because we actually have the Rock here. The pod has the Rock. We got 3 questions left.
Well, I might have a bonus one.
Okay, that's fine. But we gotta make it mentioned. Which snack company commercial will air first?
Is it our take?
It's our we have the pod.
Yeah. Did you see that Popcorners?
I saw it. Don't go down that road though. It's not the fan favorite. It's not.
Popcorners, dude.
I know. Everyone's already seen it. You got to go with the big money.
Doritos.
Yeah, go big money. Doritos is locked.
But if Popcorners goes, man.
Budweiser's always like a halftime.
Budweiser's not a snack.
Oh, snack. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
That's only a snack for us, guys.
Yeah.
My attention is waning here. I'm like getting ready to. I'm getting hungry.
How about M&M's, Cobb?
Sure.
M&M's.
I mean,
That's the favorite. That's the Vegas favorite. He hit the
No
favorite.
way.
He does research. That's huge by the kid. The kid comes out of left field and picks
flying
M&Ms.
goes fly, M&M's.
Guy's about to fucking pop out of that shirt with his M&M's called. Jesus
All right.
Christ.
Last.
Hey, I'm
Is
last
that like the Gap Baby Small? Where'd you get that shirt?
No, it's men's small, dude.
All right.
'Cause I'm a man.
Last question before I go eat lunch here. Which beer brand commercial will air first? And this goes to the guests.
Hey, I'm feeling Heineken.
No, we can't go Heineken. That's European. This isn't the
Okay.
World Cup.
Heineken.
Or should we do like Montucky Cold Snack?
No, that'd be sick.
Imagine if they had a Super Bowl commercial.
dude.
So like,
All right, Stu, what do you
can
think?
we just go for like Coors Light or Budweiser or something, or like Miller?
Budweiser would be smart. I think Budweiser.
Budweiser locked?
Let's lock it.
Yeah,
We're
lock
Coors
it.
Light.
What do you mean? We're a Mick Ultra. We're a Mick Ultra athlete
I
beer
mean,
guy.
well, so I'm just gonna now that they've given theirs, Budweiser and Heineken are the two Vegas odds favorites, and it's an even line, folks. Even line. So Gideon, I don't know where you came from, but you got some good takes this morning.
How is Heineken
Yeah.
even? That's
Because
crazy.
they got a fuck ton of money. All right.
Okay.
I think we hammer Heineken and we roll on. You think Michelob? Sure.
I mean, it's a low probability, but I mean, we
It is
are beer of
athlete, yeah.
athletes. It's like that's kind of on brand with us.
Okay, let's lock
I
it.
kind of just like these. I like these Coors Lights ads now, where it's just like girls having fun. You know?
Yeah, they finish up a run and they're like, "Oh my god, that was such a good run. I need to grab a Coors Light with my girls."
She like jumps on the couch and she's like, and Coors Light's like, have a Coors with girls.
Yeah.
Can I get my last bonus one in? Because I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
one of the bets that you failed to mention here, but it is pretty big bet for this Super Bowl. Total. Wait, whose pick is it?
Podcast.
It's ours?
It's ours. It's pods.
All right. Yeah.
Did you forget
Okay.
it?
Total.
Dude,
total
what is
yard-
taking so long?
Concussion protocol.
Fucking A.
Total yards. Hey,
He's
total
concussed.
total yards of longest punt by the player, including overtime. We should, as Kansas City guys, we got to take the over under on Tommy Townsend at 57.5 yards, longest punt. Are we going? He's hitting over that or under that?
Smashing that over.
Smashing the over. All right.
Yeah.
So the guests here, because they're Eagles guys, they're going over under Brett Kern, Eagles punter. His line's a little bit lower. He doesn't have quite the big stick like our boy Tommy Townsend has, but it's 52.5 is the longest punt over under for Brett Kern.
Brett Kern. Okay. What do you guys have? Do you guys have the
I
over
mean,
under?
I don't see the Eagles punting very much. Just saying.
Oh.
Over.
Yeah, but
Right?
the one punt we get, he's
Nope,
fucking
they don't.
booming it because they're winning the game. We're going over.
All right. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. That's my segment. Pod versus guests. Kyle, back to you.
Terry Bradshaw and Joe Montana only have 4 Super Bowls each. You know that? They're second place to Tom Brady, 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're living in the past, Kyle.
You want to know?
I'm just saying.
You want to know something about Joe Montana though? He went 4 for fucking 4. So
That's
it's
kinda
better than Brady.
Absolute fucking legend.
And only one was a close game. The other 3 he dominated. It's like big.
Wow. Hard hitting.
Kyle,
That's a
you
great
just-
pod
I have
boy.
a couple things. I have a couple things before it wraps up here.
Oh yeah.
We failed to mention
Cobb.
the big reason I'm in on the Eagles. Did you guys know that Nick Bosa had 0 QB pressure a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, because
0.
Jason Kelsey's a dog.
And Lane Johnson.
And the
Lane
guy.
Johnson as well.
Yeah, Lane.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's Eagles thing. Number 2, Gideon's story on the hose could not have been more accurate with the instant smoke because it was actually a water-cooled engine. And this guy was like spraying
Wow.
the fan and like everything else at first and nothing was happening. And I knew it was water cooled. I just didn't know how to fix it or anything. And he like popped this cap, and as soon as that water went into that tube, that was just like overheated and no water was left because there was a leak in the van. And that's what saved us. And we got back to Sun Valley on just that
I love
15
that this like Hills Have Eyes, Iowa redneck just pops out of the saloon at 11:15 in the morning. You guys are already wasted. Just a bunch of big-eyed like city boys just rolling up, drunk with your shirts off, pissing on the side of the saloon. As Hills Have Eye guys just rolls out. He's like, "Yeah, you just got to spray some fucking water on it."
I'm
You guys are just on your way.
So you guys were all drunk doing whatever, and I'm like taking care of business, chauffeur's job, right? So I also like spent my last $30 on beers from this guy because you had to say thank you, of course.
Hose guy.
Hose guy.
Just gives him cash. Cobb. You're
And
always
we,
thinking
and
about
we
everybody
got
else.
beer in exchange, which we needed anyway. The 30 rack was not enough for the boys.
Unreal. Yeah, Sky, send these over, and
I got a text because I came over in gibberish.
Yeah.
Zencaster. I can make a graphic of it to post on.
Zencaster is a legitimate podcasting platform.
Zencaster.
That was nice.
Zencaster.
All right, my closing stuff is I'm going to actually.
You got to move away from the mic. You're screaming into it.
I am going to eat Bueno Isano right now, and I'm super stoked on it. I just want to give that shout out to both Chuck and Dave out there.
Yeah, Charlie's driving up from New York with Meredith or whatever it is.
Hey, if you need to get some hot cheese soup, I'll be down at Mallets Bay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I was going to say, lastly, have a great Super Bowl Sunday, and I love you all.
Amen.
All right, boys. It was great talking to you. Gideon, thank you for joining. Cobb, thank you actually for joining. Gideon, you're not supposed to be here. And yeah, boys, good one. Long one.
Thanks.
Hour 15 minutes. Jesus.
Holy.
All right. Happy Super Bowl. See you, boys.
Blessings.
The Ivy League Extraordinary Gentlemen, the League of Ivy Extraordinary Gentlemen. You're listening to what we say. We said we had to say. The Ivy League Extraordinary Gentlemen, the League of Ivy Extraordinary Gentlemen. You're listening to what we say. We said we had to say.